This episode is for intermediate English learners. So, in this episode, I will not speak as slowly as usual. Listen and see how much you can understand. You may not understand every word, and that is completely fine. Do not stop because of one unfamiliar word. Keep listening and try to understand the main idea. Today, we're talking about how to enjoy English without studying all day. Many learners believe that improving their English requires several hours of study every day. They imagine long grammar lessons, large vocabulary lists, difficult reading tasks, and constant speaking practice. This idea can make English feel exhausting. It can also create guilt. On a busy day, you may have only 15 or 20 minutes. If you believe that a good learner must study for 2 hours, those 20 minutes may seem useless. As a result, you may do nothing. But 20 minutes is not useless. 10 minutes is not useless. Even 5 minutes can help when the activity is meaningful. So, instead of asking, "How many hours did I study today?" ask, "Where did I meet English today?" Perhaps you listened to a short podcast while walking. Maybe you read comments under a video. You might have watched an interview, searched for information, or thought about how to describe your day in English. The first way to enjoy English more is to connect it to activities that are already part of your life. If you enjoy football, follow football news in English. If you like cooking, watch English cooking videos. If you are interested in fitness, listen to an English speaking trainer. If you love films, watch interviews with actors and directors. You're not adding a completely new activity to your day. You are simply changing the language of something you already enjoy. Interest is powerful. When you care about a topic, you actually want to understand it. You pay attention because the information matters to you, not only because you are trying to improve your English. Now, the second idea is to stop turning every English activity into a lesson. Some learners cannot watch anything without pausing, taking notes, checking words, and repeating sentences. These techniques are useful, but not every listening activity needs to become serious study. Before you begin, decide what kind of activity you are doing. Is it focused study, or is it English for enjoyment? During focused study, you can pause, check vocabulary, repeat sentences, and use a transcript. During enjoyable listening, keep going. Try to follow the message, the mood, and the main points. You can choose one useful expression at the end, but you do not need to collect everything. The third idea is to become comfortable with incomplete understanding. Many intermediate learners understand most of a message, but one unknown word makes them nervous. They keep thinking about that word while the speaker continues. As a result, they miss the next part. When you hear an unfamiliar word, ask yourself one question. Do I still understand the main idea? If the answer is yes, continue listening. The next sentence may explain the word. An example may make its meaning clear. The word may not even be important. Listening successfully does not mean understanding every word. It means understanding enough to follow the speaker. The fourth idea is to collect less language and use more of it. Instead of saving 10 expressions, choose one that you genuinely like. Imagine that you hear this sentence. It turned out better than I expected. Think of how you could use it in your own life. The meal turned out better than I expected. My presentation turned out better than I expected. The trip turned out better than I expected. Now the expression is connected to your experiences. It is no longer only a sentence from a video. It has become a tool you can use. One expression that enters your speaking is more valuable than 20 expressions that remain in a notebook. Okay, the next idea is to follow familiar speakers. Listening can be tiring when you constantly change accents, voices, topics, and speaking styles. Every new speaker requires time and concentration. Choose a few speakers whose content you enjoy and listen to them regularly. After some time, their voices will feel more familiar. You will recognize their common expressions. You will understand their rhythm and humor more easily. Okay, here is the next idea. Use the small moments that already exist in your day. You do not need to turn every free minute into study time, but some short moments can become useful contact with English. While making coffee, describe what you are doing. While walking, explain your plans for the day. While waiting for food to cook, remember one phrase you learned recently. After watching a video, give a short summary aloud. These activities help make English easier to access. Here is the final idea. Measure progress differently. Counting hours and words can be useful, but numbers do not show everything. You may listen for an hour without concentrating. You may spend 10 focused minutes with a short interview and learn something important. Notice other signs of progress. Perhaps you understood the main point more quickly. Maybe a familiar speaker seemed easier to understand. Perhaps you recognized an expression without translating it. Maybe you stayed calm when you missed a word. These are real signs of improvement. Enjoying English does not mean avoiding all difficulty. Some learning requires effort. Some grammar needs careful attention. Some listening will challenge you. The goal is balance. You need activities that challenge you, activities that feel comfortable, and activities that are simply enjoyable. You do not need to study English all day. You need regular contact with the language and a routine that fits your real life. Listen to subjects that make you curious. Follow speakers you enjoy. Use English to find useful information. Study deeply when you have energy. Choose something lighter when you are tired. Let unimportant words pass. Save fewer expressions and use them more often. Return regularly, even when you have only a few minutes. The best English routine is not the one that looks more impressive. It is the one you can continue. English does not need to take over your whole life. It only needs a regular and enjoyable place in the life you already have. Thanks for listening. And until next time, keep learning, keep speaking, and keep believing in yourself. Bye for now.